hanging out with Chef Troy this morning, who is cooking up dishes that put meat as the secondary item and put something else as the primary item, which of course was a bit disappointing to me until I came in here, folks, and smelled what he's cooking up, and so now I'm convinced that it can be done.
Well, and I think, you know, a lot of people, and I'm the same way when I'm cooking dinner at home, you know, I get so hung up on the protein, you know, oh man, I got to roast this chicken or I got to do this, and you know, it doesn't always have to be that way. I think you can have, you know, 2 or 3 components to a meal, or you can have 4 components to a meal. You know, it doesn't necessarily have to be a protein.
And meat can be seasoning.
You can use vegetables. Meat can be a seasoning, and we're going to talk about that. One of the ways we used seasoning for our meat as seasoning was in the orzo. Okay. You said, oh, I would never do this. This takes too long.
Yes.
Yeah, because we did it in risotto style. Basically what we did was we sauteed some sausage, we put some onions, we put some garlic in there, we toasted the orzo in there, which orzo is just a rice-looking pasta. Okay. And then we just added the sauce a ladle at a time. But what did I tell you? You're going to be doing something while you're fixing dinner anyway, so put a ladle in there, stir it, and go do something else.
And go do something else. Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
So what else are we going to do then?
Well, first of all, I got to stir some peas in there, and then I meant to cut these up, but we'll cut these up real quick. These are roasted peppers. Everybody knows how to roast a pepper. You basically just throw it on a burner on the grill, char the skin, throw it in a bag or wrap it in some plastic, and then you can peel the skin off, take the seeds out. And it's another way we're flavoring this dish. Now this pasta, if you don't want to do the risotto style, you know, where you're stirring it in there like that, just boil the pasta, you know, cook everything out separately and just mix it together.
And this is real Italian style. I mean, they throw everything in kind of one pasta pot and call it a day.
Well, and I think to me it's kind of, you know, it's kind of rustic. You know, it's got the peppers, it's got the peas, sausage. There's plenty of flavor in there. Absolutely. But it's not just a boring old pasta dish like you're normally going to have. Now, one thing I'm going to get out, now I was telling you about these greens. You're going to love these greens. These are the kale greens. I'm going to leave that open because I could get that out there too. This is the cream kale. Instead of cream spinach, we use cream kale. Now we flavored those with smoked turkey, which has a similar taste like a, you know, like a bacon or something like that. Okay. And, man, my mouth is watering. I know I'm big, but I love my greens, man. I really do. And basically all we did is we just took some onions, some garlic, we sauteed in that some butter. We made like a little...
That smells good.
Instead of making a roux where we put the flour and the butter in the pot and thicken up the cream that way, we actually put flour in the cream. Okay. And we thickened it that way, added the kale little by little. We put the turkey in there. I just topped it with some breadcrumbs. Don't touch that, it's very hot.
Now, and here's some of the breadcrumbs you made, right?
Well, those breadcrumbs are for the eggplant. And this is eggplant rollatini. And basically, that was just some ricotta cheese with some spinach that we blanched in there. Let me get that out of there. And then we grilled the eggplant. We rolled the ricotta and the spinach in there. Now, I call it my fat boy pixie dust, because I just took bacon. I kind of cooked it up where it was kind of crispy. I chopped it up. I mixed Parmesan. I mixed some breadcrumbs in there, in the bacon. We topped that. We cooked that in the oven for we made a little homemade sauce, and we cooked that in the oven for about 30 minutes, just until it was nice and soft.
You know, now, rolling up the eggplant, that seems difficult. A lot of people are going to hear that and like, okay, that's a little too gourmet.
You don't even really have to roll it. Just put the filling at the bigger end, you know, where the eggplant is kind of egg-shaped. Put it at the end and just fold it over a couple times. You don't necessarily have to roll it. Okay. Just fold it over a couple times.
Bake it for what, 35, 40 minutes?
35, 40 minutes, just until the cheese is melted and you're all set.
You are the man. You are the man.
Stop. You're going to make me blush.
Well, I don't need to make you blush, but I'm trying to get this wrapped up so I can eat.
There you go.
I'm trying to get this wrapped up. So, guys, who invited you guys in here? This is for me.
And don't forget, you get all the recipes at foxcharlotte.com.
How the end of the show goes.
I did. I was actually trying to get this for myself. Folks, we appreciate you being here with us today. We, of course, have a lot going on. As Chef Troy said, you can get all of his recipes at foxcharlotte.com. That's our web channel. Tomorrow we've got a great show for you, so make sure you tune in.
Check out the news tonight at 10, and of course The Edge at 10:35 with Matt and Ramona.